Plymouth is a city that is nestled between the sea and the moors of Dartmoor. As criminologists, we're really interested in exploring our city and how our city relates to the rest of the country. Hello, my name is Zoë James and I'm Professor of Criminology at the University of Plymouth. At Plymouth, we have been running criminology degrees for a very long time. We were one of the first universities to set up a criminology degree in the UK. The criminology that we deliver at Plymouth is planned and designed with the intention of providing students with an interesting and innovative environment to learn in. The City of Plymouth has a diversity that means that it produces some of the most expensive yachts in the world via Princess Yachts, which is a company here, but also it has some significant poverty, which is reflective of other cities around the country. But we're also in a rural location, and that means the issues of rural crime, rural criminality are something that we talk about in our courses and we think about in our courses. So you're really well placed in Plymouth to explore what you are interested in as students, be that issues of urban or rural crime, be that issues of antisocial behaviour or the dispersal of wealth or lack of wealth across the city. So you have all sorts of opportunities when you study here to really experience real life examples of how we manage crime, crime control, deviance and social harm in this space.
Plymouth Uni was the right choice for me, and for the same reason that I'd recommend it to others, and that's because of the wide variety of types of learning and teaching. So for example, there's visual learning. So for example, you get to watch a lot of examples of crime scene examinations and also be involved in that, and you get to work as a team with other students, which is something that I didn't imagine coming from sixth form to uni, as it's such a complete difference, but in a great way, since you're not just learning out of a textbook, you're actually engaging with what you're learning, and it just makes it so interesting.
We're keen for our students to know about our research and engage with our research, and therefore there are multiple opportunities for students to get involved. But also, when you're studying for your degree at Plymouth, you do your own research. So you get to engage in research in your final year when you do your dissertation, and you get to really explore aspects of criminology that you are particularly interested in. And you're guided through that process by a team of experts.
As well as teaching, we're also a team of active researchers, and there's lots of specialisms within the team, such as hate crime, transgender equality, rural and wildlife crime, deviant leisure, policing, organisational and workplace violence. So why is this relevant to you? Because it means that whatever topic you want to explore, there's likely to be an expert in the team, which means you get cutting-edge, research-led teaching.
In the first Forensic Criminology module, students get the opportunity to learn about the processes involved in a police investigation. We investigate a mock crime scene, and that mock crime scene then continues into an investigation throughout the rest of the module, where they start to get information back based on the evidence that they gather at the crime scene. In the crime scene, students will use methods such as dusting for fingerprints and fingerprint lifting. Students will use UV lights to try and identify latent evidence. In the second Forensic Criminology module, students will get behind the sociology of crime. So they'll start to think about the relationships between victims and offenders. So we'll look at things like victimology. We'll also look at the relationship between victims and suspects and the police. And we'll look at issues relating to the sociology of the police. And we'll look at issues in relation to how the police see and deal with different types of people across the social spectrum.
Criminologists at Plymouth are doing research in all different areas, from studying issues relating to criminal justice, so how the police work, how the prisons work, how courts work, etc. But we also engage in studies of harm and social justice. We're interested in hate and the harms of hate. We're interested in how workplace violence meets out, or issues in the workplace. We're also interested in gendered violence and how people experience gendered violence and how the criminal justice process deals with that. These are just a few of the topics that we cover in our studies at Plymouth and in your studies at Plymouth.
I leave every lecture still lost in thought about what I've just learned because I'm so interested in the topic, and it makes you feel that way. The lecturers are also really supportive of your learning when you're struggling, and also not only with learning but also with personal problems. They're always there for you at the other end of an email or during lectures just to have a quick chat at the end to see what you're struggling with. They're always there, and it really makes you feel at home at Plymouth Uni.
Our students are taken on a critical and reflexive journey in their studies. We aim for our students to be exploring the past, the present, but also the future, to understand crime and criminal justice issues in the contemporary era.